dedicato la mia vita ai momenti più felici, ad inseguire un sogno, il mio sogno. Quante volte mi hai deluso, non importa, io ci credo e vivo il mio sogno. Bari, grande amore, Bari, unica e sola, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola, facci sognare ancora, facci gridare ancora, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola.
I like that transformation. Welcome everyone to a brand new edition of the Staten Island Soccer Report, coming to you live tonight from the studios of CTV. Alongside me, Vito Canena, as always. Behind the glass tonight, we got Kenny. Thank you to Kenny. Without him, we have no show tonight. You know, a couple of things right off the bat here. First show of 2020. Because of a couple of months, we had the studio was closed for some holidays. So, first show of 2020. Unfortunately, with everything going on with this virus and stuff, you know, the sports world got shut down.
Yeah.
You know,
First time I've ever seen this. Probably, maybe in our lifetime. Everything is pretty much all sporting events. A lot of cancellations. Restaurants, bars. Everything is pretty much closed practically. I mean, not like Italy, because Italy right now, they're completely shut down.
Locked down.
They're not even able to pay. They're forgiven not to pay the mortgage for 2 months. So Italy's a little bit of a different situation. Hopefully we don't get to that catastrophic situation. I know, you know, John took precautions before the show. He said, let's wipe down the table, let's wipe down the chair, you know, doing the right thing.
Well, look, I
He
felt.
said, here's the gloves, so.
Yeah, other than, you know, I just still felt if we, for 1 hour, could just distract some people, you know, for an hour with the stuff, because the show was worldwide, and if we could distract people for an hour with all the stuff.
Let's try to be funnier than the Democratic debate. The Democratic debate was pretty funny. Let's try to top that tonight.
I actually thought it was sad last night. I actually thought it was sad between.
They confused the viruses.
We could debate for an hour here. We're going to debate, but anyhow. Look, there are some things that we could touch on in the soccer world. We'll do that.
Yeah,
we'll do that a little bit.
We'll add some comedy. I got some stuff. I don't know if you heard the first case, John, in China. Did you hear the person's name?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Oh, you heard? What was the person's name?
Chu.
Oh, you got it. Okay, good.
Yeah. So, but you know, we're gonna have Vincenzo call in. He's gonna we'll take you know, his insight on things. But look, right off the bat, we know youth soccer, everything got suspended, everything got pushed back. As far as the strikers go, from the shout out to the Staten Island Soccer Club, I was super excited to get this thing going on here, you know, the season, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? It comes down to your health is the most important thing. Your health cannot be replaced. Health comes first.
We played, you know, a few friendly games, and you know, the team again is in like that rebuilding type of mode. You could say. I was excited to get going, and boom. All right, but anyhow, look, of course, like you just mentioned, we got to knock this thing out. I tell you,
John. I mean. It's like LeBron James made a good point. Says, you know, all these things that have happened in 2020, why don't you just cancel the year?
Yeah, right.
You know, because like the world stopped when Kobe Bryant had passed away, and now it's like it's continuing. It's just crazy.
Now that you mentioned that, we didn't get a chance because you know, we weren't here for the last 2 months due to holidays and stuff. Kobe Bryant was a tremendous soccer fan, and I put a lot of it on my page.
He was an AC Milan fan.
You know, but I think he was just a big soccer fan too. Yeah, he rooted for Milan because he lived there for about 6 years in Italy. But Kobe, I mean, what a tragedy with him, and you know, a great father. You know, if you did some research, husband and all that. But he was that was a real.
That was
sad.
They meant that was his wife was the high school sweetheart.
Yeah,
you know, that's how they met.
Terrible, you know, that was a terrible tragedy that happened to him, and of course all the passengers on that helicopter.
What a shame! I mean, Kobe Bryant spoke. He was fluent in Italian.
Yep.
And, he was like the good guy of the NBA. Because, you have some people in the NBA that aren't the nice people, but
you could go on YouTube and watch videos of him.
And speaking of the NBA, they've got some cases of the corona.
Well,
Rudy Gobert.
I think all sports have now.
Yeah.
Soccer's got a few.
They do.
Minor
Rugani.
league baseball, I think the minor leagues have, right? I think the Yankees minor league team.
That I don't know, but I know basketball, Rudy Gobert, and soccer, Rugani, Gabbiadini.
Yeah, I
were
think
the first two.
they shut down the Yankees minor league system in Tampa there.
Mhm.
I think so. But hey, look, it's going to spread. We knew they knew it was going to. They say it's going to
Yeah.
continue. We just got to continue. Try to. I guess the social gatherings.
Well, let me tell you, the social gathering,
You got to cut down on that.
the quarantine, quarantining couples may lead to a record high babies in 9 months.
I figured you go there. I figured you. It's not the show for that, but we got to have a different show for that, But
Well, you want, you're big into the youth, so you want to see, more members, right? Don't
Yeah.
you want to recruit?
you definitely,
You want to recruit youth, so.
Definitely, without a doubt. Speaking of youth, and Serie Chi, we got Body,
Mm.
but I think
And I just want to bring up real back with Kobe.
Yeah.
Similar to you, he was big into the women's sports, which
Right.
you're a big advocate of that. And Kobe was
Right.
really, going in the direction that they said that he felt that WNBA players were going to go in the NBA. I just wanted to bring that up.
Well,
as
you
a-
know what? That'd be great to see, I guess,
Mhm.
one day. And why not?
Mhm.
You got the officials now, women officiating the men's game,
Yeah.
right? You got
Mhm.
that happening already. So
Mhm.
why can't women play with men?
Yeah.
Why not?
Mhm.
So getting back to Kobe, he had four daughters.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
of course he's going to pull for the women's game and
Yeah.
whatever sport. I think one of them was involved in
Yeah.
volleyball.
In fact, his wife, that was hoping for a boy, but Kobe was happy with being
Nah,
a
listen.
girl dad.
Listen, you hope for a healthy baby. You
Yeah.
don't hope. I mean, you want a boy.
Mm-hmm.
You want boy, girls, whatever. That's what you want. But the bottom line is health.
Sure,
If you
health
don't-
above. It's
Right.
unfortunate when you bring a healthy baby. They're saying that some of these babies have contracted the coronavirus.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
Yeah. Well,
you know.
Forza Mola. Hey, we got a Moles over here to my right.
Mhm.
We got Vito. So listen.
The
Again.
world has gone mad, gone crazy. John, I used to work in supermarkets. I never, I didn't go. I saw the images on Facebook.
Yeah.
7 o'clock in the morning at ShopRite, the lines are out the door.
Yeah.
I mean, I worked in supermarkets.
Yeah.
The worst we got was the snowstorms, but nothing
Right.
like this.
Right. The same thing. So you know what? Can you give Vincenzo a call? Because he tried calling. I guess he's having a problem with the studio phone, maybe.
Okay.
Just have him call the studio again. If you could reach out to Vincenzo.
Oh, you want me to tell Kenny?
Call. No, he can't. You got to call him on your phone if you can.
Okay. I have on
If
the
you can.
Facebook Live.
All right. That's what I'm on
Yeah.
here too. Well, hopefully he'll call back.
Okay.
'Cause-
Yeah, we'll see. As also, not just the supermarkets, John.
yeah,
There's been fights at gas pumps.
really.
People think that they deserve, they're entitled to gas before someone else. Like their name is on the gas pump. I mean,
Yeah.
there's been a lot of craziness going on. It's been madness.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. John Lucas saying we could do a live streaming of one of his games because he still plays.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, getting back to some soccer, we got some news to report,
Yeah, there's
right?
a limited stuff. I mean, you mentioned Body played yesterday. The Catan.
Body.
Tied.
Right to this point, let's just look at their season and
Mm.
say that I don't think it's really that good.
Yeah.
They haven't had a real good season. They're end up going to probably doing the playoff,
Yeah.
and that's not easy.
No.
We know
nothing
how the
is easy.
playoffs go, right? So,
Nothing is easy.
I don't know, and I just can't figure it out with Body.
Yeah.
Trying to get players to at least get back to B.
Well, the
Serie
thing
B.
is this, John. You spoke about the playoffs. Serie A has decided that they're going to end the season
Right.
on a playoff system for the playoffs for the teams that win the Scudetto and
Yeah.
the teams that are going to stay in A and go to B.
Right.
That's how they're
Yeah.
going to, the resolution of this situation.
Yeah, we're gonna
Because they're talking about coming back April 3rd.
Yeah.
So,
We're going to see some changes. Obviously, you have to. What about the Euro? That's coming up soon.
you
too,
know what they
right?
said about the Euro?
Yeah.
That might be postponed to December.
Right. Yeah,
That's
you
what-
mentioned that
that's
earlier.
what I've heard.
Yeah.
That's
So-
the latest I've heard.
So,
And the games that Italy was supposed to play this month have been postponed.
oh, the Germany game, right?
And England, both of them.
Yeah, right.
Both
Yeah.
of them
Of
postponed.
course, obviously, yeah, they have to.
And
So,
I
go
mean-
ahead.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
mean, I was just gonna say, right before this happened, where they called off this, they did a postponement of Serie A.
Right.
Caputo scored 2 goals the last game, and he's the second leading goal scorer in Serie A,
Vito,
right behind Immobile, 13 goals.
I think you're the only person probably in this planet that gives Caputo the credit that he deserves. Even, myself, really, last year, when he was scoring all those goals, right? You wanted the national team to call him up and all that.
Sure.
But I really think, I don't hear no one else speaking about
Well,
about
he's a
him.
Barres Caputo, so.
Yeah, no, I get it. I understand that. But, why doesn't he get the credit, like the call-up?
Sure, exactly. Cecilia, she says, I got gas at 11 p.m. Also, we were told in Jersey. Let me see if I can get back to it.
They're probably going to a curfew.
Since I work for Hackensack KMC in Berger, which was the first case of Corona-19, when you pump gas, use gloves. They had someone looking
Listen, but that's normal practice. You should do that all the time.
Yeah.
And not just now, okay? So, anyway, getting back to Body.
And Matt Legatti just sent us streaming all over his soccer fan friends, so that's nice.
Oh, that's good. So, look, the situation with Body, I think they're in danger, I think, because of the playoffs is never, it's not guaranteed.
Of course.
It's not guaranteed. And they tie a lot. They drop a lot of points. We spoke about this on the phone. They drop a lot of points with a lot of ties. I don't believe this new coach has lost a game, but they tied a lot of, they tied. So that's a problem. They're not going to finish on top of the table.
Yeah.
They're not. Definitely not. Who's on top there again?
Regina.
Exactly. All right, so enough with Body, right? I think we covered the team.
Yeah.
Hopefully everyone in Body is doing a little bit better, and you will see the light at the end of the tunnel here. Say hello to Dario. I'm sure he's going to be watching. We got some Juventus news. I don't know if it's big, but Ronaldo's supposed to be renewing his contract. So.
Oh, the contract that you know what I heard that he's trying to help in this whole situation by making donations, opening up a hospital.
That's great to see, athletes, giving back. I know I saw a report, a basketball player, just giving the cleaning crew, like donating to the cleaning crew. So, yeah, Ronaldo, there's a report that came out today. They're going to renew his contract, renew his deal. So that's good, right? Keeping him in Italy for another couple of years, right? Instead of coming here to the MLS. We don't want that.
Another message from Cecilia. N95 mask. Best thing you can get yourself. It's what she uses as emergency personnel.
Yeah, but they say
she's in nurse.
Yeah, leave them for the nurses and the doctors, right? Leave them, because they're running out, they're saying. All right. The United States women's national team just wrapped up the She Believes.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
She Believes tournament. They won. You want to go through the scores? Yeah, there's a few scores right there.
To be honest, if you didn't mention it, I didn't even know what was going on.
They just wrapped it up about a week ago.
Spain beats Japan 3-1. United States beats England 2-0. England beats Japan 1-0. USA beats Spain 1-0. And then we got the Spain beating England 1-0.
Right.
And that's what I see.
Well, that's the last game we have was the United States, Japan.
Okay.
Yeah. And then won that tournament again. So that listen, they're getting primed up. What about the Olympics? What's going to happen with the Olympics?
I heard that that might be canceled in Tokyo. Serious talk about that.
But nothing official on that. So
yeah, but it looks that way. I mean, I never seen like everything. NBA, NHL.
Yeah, well, it's the first time.
Yeah, there's a first time. Really, March Madness.
Right. Well, yeah, what happened to those guys? I mean, the seniors, and they're looking forward to, to try and win a college championship there. Well, and this is the up-to-date Serie A standings.
Yeah.
What's your take on it when they resume?
Lazio now is making a big push.
Yeah, so Lazio, we didn't expect them in the beginning, right?
Well,
I thought you and I.
No, I had. Vincenzo didn't give the credit. I hope he calls, but he didn't give the credit to Lazio. But I told him I think Lazio will be top 4. He says he wasn't expecting much from Lazio. If you go back to the tape, he says I don't expect much from Lazio and Roma. That was his
top 4. They may end up winning the whole thing here. If they resume.
Never
they beat Juventus, didn't they? Right? They beat them once, I believe. I think Lazio. Did they beat Juve?
We'll have to check on that. Matt Legatti, good luck, guys. He has to go. Thanks, Matt, for the shout. Yeah, I mean, now it's with the craziness going on, teams like Lazio could creep up on teams,
Well, they're 1 point out.
Yeah.
They're 1 point behind
Very
Juventus.
close.
I stuck with Juventus in the beginning
Of course,
because
I
a
did too.
champion is always a champion
Yeah,
until
yeah,
you
yeah.
knock them out,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I'm going to stick with Juventus. You guys were big on Inter.
I
You-
didn't
you
say
and-
Inter would win the Scudetto, but
Right.
but
I think
improvement.
Vincenzo.
Yeah, no, I had Juventus win the Scudetto, but Inter make an improvement as far
Man,
as
they're at 54 points.
Yeah.
That's not an improvement, you know.
what they
54.
what they were last year. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe there were a couple of
Last year
positions
they were
up.
fourth place, you know.
And they're in third now.
Yeah,
Right. So Roma dropped down a little.
Yeah.
What about Napoli?
Napoli's not the same team this year.
Napoli's right.
No.
Milan sitting at number 7.
Yeah,
Parma's in the top 10.
Yeah.
Bologna at number 10.
yeah.
Right. So, anyhow, you know, as far as what's the status for Serie A when they come back? They're going to continue the rest of the season, or are they cutting games?
No, they're going to continue the rest of the season, but the season may end in June or July. That's what they were saying.
So what about the Euros? Everything gets put. Oh, that's going to go December. You mentioned, right?
That's what they're talking about. Yeah.
Just pushing that back to December. So what happens to the regular season? They pause that. They pause it.
They might have to.
Like the World Cup, they're going to do the World
Yeah.
Cup, right?
Well,
They're
you know
gonna-
what? Another thing that Serie A is experimenting is playing 2 or 3 times a week to try to cut the season.
Well, they
short.
could do right. They
That's
could
what
do
they
the
wanna do.
Sunday, Wednesday, or
That's
Saturday.
what they want to do.
Right, right.
That's what they're probably going to
Well,
do.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what they're
I'm sure the NHL and NBA is going to do the same thing, back-to-back nights,
Yeah.
if they come back,
they're
right?
probably going to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you want the season to be completed because then it's all for nothing.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, well, actually, not always. I think some teams, see, they're not all the same. Some play 25, some play
Yeah.
26, so
Yeah.
it's not even. They have
Yeah.
to get it somewhat
Yeah.
even,
Yeah.
and you give Lazio a chance to
Mhm.
come back because they're only a point out. So you got to give them a chance to play some games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll see. We'll see.
yeah, that's tough. All right, what else you got there? We know we're not talking about money right now because it's definitely not about the. Actually, the government may, it may be about the money for them, but
Mhm.
it's not about the money right now. It's about knocking out.
health.
Yeah, it's about knocking out this virus thing.
Yeah.
Vincenzo called again. He called on my cell phone, but he's got to call the studio.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me see if we could reach out to Vincenzo and get him on the. Hold on a second. Let's see if we could. What else you got there?
Well, there's been a record high sales of toilet paper. I mean,
Yeah,
That's-
I don't get that stuff. I don't
I
get.
don't
that.
get- you don't get
I don't
it,
get that. Let's
But you
get
know what,
Vincenzo
John?
on the phone.
as Italians, what do? We don't wait for these things. We have it stored in the basement. We
We
have
got it.
everything stored. Garages, basements.
Hopefully, you don't have him in the freezer. All right, let's get Vincenzo. When the phone line here doesn't work, but I think it should be okay, according to Kenny. But
Hello.
There he
Vincenzo, can you please call back the studio? The phone line should be working.
0235.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, John.
All right. That's Vincenzo Torzo. Let's see if we get. Okay, we're back on the Facebook side. All right, so we're going to have Vincenzo hopefully connected soon. If not, we'll get him on the cell phone like we always do. Well, you said you had some jokes lined up.
Well, I have another
Uh,
one for you.
yeah.
There was, I got this one from Facebook. So someone says, I'm not sick. I just have a case of corona.
Yes.
That was one that was
Yeah,
on.
there's
posted.
plenty of jokes
Yeah,
going
there's a
on,
lot
right?
of them
Yeah,
going on.
there's a lot of that stuff
Yeah, yeah.
going on. But,
That was, I mean,
you
I
like to
just
see, some soccer players and donating to food banks around
Mhm.
the world and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that. You like to see that type of thing. You got Messi practicing, keeping in shape in his backyard, which is probably like a couple soccer fields put
Mhm.
together. He's
Mhm.
kicking the ball around with his sons.
mhm.
Ronaldo, same thing. Saw some video of him doing some workout. It's
Yeah,
just
I
it's
saw
one of those things.
Douglas Costa, they showed.
But they have to stay. I think some Yankee players stayed in
Mhm,
Tampa
mhm.
to keep training. You can't just shut it down and then all of a sudden, come back and play.
Yeah,
You got to stay in some type of shape. Got to
for
do
sure.
some drills and stuff.
I mean, and John,
all right.
Johnny,
I think we might have Vincenzo on the
Johnny
line.
with the.
Hey, Johnny.
There he is. Hey, Vincenzo.
Welcome back.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Couple of holidays, the last 2 months kept us off the air, but it's okay. We'll make up for it somewhere down the road.
Are you in the studio alone? Are you with somebody?
No,
Are you with...
Vito.
Yeah, I'm here.
Vito's
Hey,
in.
Vito.
Vito's in.
Today I look like a medical doctor with these gloves.
Hey, Dr. Vito.
Vincenzo. Come up
mask.
with the. All we got to do is come up with the cure, the vaccine, and we'll be in business.
Yeah.
That's right, Vito, Dr. Vito, the man who cures all the problems.
So, Vincenzo, what's your take on what's going on in the world of soccer right now?
Not much.
Well, John, you know,
Very
the
limited.
sad story, MLS, they shut down.
Yep.
The Italian Championship, they shut down. And everything else. Now even in Spain, you know, with this virus problem.
Yeah.
And well, it's better be safe than sorry. So I think the best thing to do right now, maybe if they don't come up with a solution, I would say, Johnny, forget about the season. Let's start fresh in September.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
You know, Vincenzo, I was, as far as my team goes that we coach from the Strikers, Staten Island Soccer Club, I was so looking forward to, you know, because we had signed some new players. You
John,
know,
speak a little bit louder.
we signed some new players on my team,
Yeah.
Vincenzo, and I was looking forward to, you know, a season. Obviously, that's in jeopardy now. But like you said, better safe than sorry. And if they have to cancel the season at any level, that's fine.
I tell you, plans have been put on hold. I remember last year I was thinking about going to Italy, but there's no thinking about that anymore.
No.
No
Vito.
more. No more. That's
You can't even go one town to the next town.
you can.
Yeah.
And people that are going that before they stop the travel ban, John.
Yep.
They can't even come back.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what
Yep. So anyway, Vincenzo, like you know, we spoke earlier today, and I says if we could distract anybody for an hour, you know, get their mind off of what's going on. That's why I wanted to do the show tonight and not cancel it.
Vincenzo, they announced a tentative date for my high school reunion, June 27, 2020. We just don't know the venue yet.
Oh,
20 years.
well, remember, no more than 50 people, Vito.
Oh.
You cannot.
It's only going to be Vito there. That's it.
It's Vito against everybody.
No.
He's the only one that's going to show up.
No.
Everybody shows up.
There's actually two ladies from our class that are organizing the event. They're working on, you know, who's going to be the DJ, where's the venue going to be. My prediction is by Cinco de Mayo we'll have a venue.
All right,
Well,
so
Johnny, to put everybody in good humor,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a quick
Joke.
for your fans, for everybody who's listening to your one of the best programs in Staten Island,
Yeah.
probably in New York City.
say hello to
Johnny
Jessica. She's
Condeduca
watching.
Show.
Jessica Di Gregorio?
Jessica's watching. Yeah.
You got this two ladies, maybe in the late 20s, early 30s, at the desk. One says, you know, it's it. I have enough of this video. Paying attention. I had enough of this online dating or dating site. So what do you do now? Right now, I'm seeing a pizza delivery guy. Just what? You seen a pizza delivery guy? What's wrong with you? Says, listen, calm down. First of all, pizza delivery guy. He has a job. He has a car. Plus, he has my favorite food, pizza.
That's it. Perfect.
You got it, Johnny?
Okay, Vincenzo, you know, there's some Juventus news today.
Well, you want one of the play for Juventus, you know, he's got the virus.
Yeah, Rugani.
Well, there was
Lugani.
the news that I'm talking about with Juventus was they're looking to renew Ronaldo's contract, so they want to keep him in Italy for another couple of years.
John, with Ronaldo, even though he's up there in age, he's like Tom Brady. That guy can play until he's 60.
Well, right, he's in fantastic shape,
Yeah, he's always,
right?
when you see sometimes this video, he's always working out. Probably he's got his own gym,
Right.
his own, and you know, he does by himself. He's not like with a group of people. He's always in a work. When he goes to the practice field, it's already all his muscle all
Yeah.
loosened up,
You
and
know,
that's why he keeps in good shape because
you know,
hard work pays.
so what about Vincenzo? I was talking before you got on. Ciccio Caputo, before they postponed the season for a little bit, last game they played, 2 goals, second leading Italian goal scorer after Immobile.
Vito, no, but Caputo is a late flower bloomer.
Late
You
bloomer.
know, he's good, everything else, but I think he's like 5 years too late.
Well, Vincenzo, we got Vito here. He's the number one fan of Caputo, and I like
know.
him too. But Vito is the number one fan, and the only
How
guy.
about Mancuso? He loves Mancuso too.
But Mancuso, he's playing with Lecce. Mancuso's doing a good job too.
Yeah.
He's been scoring a lot this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Mancuso.
But Mancuso, a lot of the goals, John,
Mm-hmm.
they've been coming from the penalty spot.
Okay,
Yeah.
but listen,
Caputo-
but that's okay.
Very, really see. It's been maybe a couple here and there,
But
but
don't.
mostly everything has been from the field.
So
play.
that means his coach has faith, trust
Yeah.
in him that he'll
Yeah,
score.
yeah,
So that's
but,
okay. That's
But
okay.
you know what it is? I tell you,
Vito, all your players, they're all coming through one by one.
they are.
They just, they're not
Yeah,
national team
They're good to have
caliber.
them on the fantasy league.
I know.
But
Yeah.
the problem now, Vincenzo, the Euro tournament is seriously in jeopardy of being postponed to December. The 2 games that Italy was going to play this month, probably Caputo might have got a call up. Those games have been postponed.
Yep.
So, what LeBron James said, just cancel 2020 altogether.
Yeah, Vito, I think if they don't do the Olympics, I think everything should close down.
Well, the
Every
Olympics,
sport.
they said,
Oh,
definitely not going to take place because Japan is one of those countries that
right.
is battling, the situation. So, as the rest of the world is.
All right.
So-
For my opinion, I think the only two sports is that maybe the MLS because they just started, so there's really nothing to cancel. The season just started, only 2 weeks in, and baseball just started a couple
we
weeks
shall
of spring.
see. We shall see.
Baseball goes to October.
It all depends on the
November, maybe,
on
and
the s- it all depends on the severity of the situation.
Yeah.
If the situation, John, calms down, that's different.
Well, the MLS plays into November. You're not going to tell me we're going to be in this.
Well, Johnny, today somebody
Nobody
mentioned
knows.
that this thing might be going until summer. But
Well,
summer, forget about it.
Vincenzo. Again, you could listen to whoever you want to listen
Yeah.
to, but the one
We
guy
don't know.
the one guy I heard was Dr. Oz. All right, we'll give him some love, Dr. Oz, and he said 6 to 8 weeks
Mhm.
we should be able to contain. So, I'd rather go with his work. His theory there. It's
Hopefully.
shorter.
But we hope for the best, John.
Hope
Let's
so.
have faith on this,
That's it. Yeah,
this
that's it.
medical field. Open they find a cure
Oh,
and
that
maybe
might
learn a lesson,
yeah.
and the future will be better because we're able to solve maybe also future problems.
We're no experts here. We don't know. We're just
Yeah.
talking here, and whatever we heard, we go by that. And
I'm starting to really consider. I was thinking about it a few years ago about doing the online integrative school of nutrition. I started a few years ago. I was doing the courses online,
yeah.
but after this, I think it's got me motivated to. It's definitely in the works. I want to eventually try to get that, get a certification
Right.
in health.
Right. Okay.
something-
Yeah. Why not? Why not?
Vito, if we could do anything to help, you got my permission.
Well, say ciao to Tony from Body, direct from Body. Ciao, Tony.
Mhm.
Hey,
But-
Tony, just
so-
have a bene.
We are worldwide in Vincenzo.
Tony, last name?
This is why I wanted to come on. There's
Yeah.
people, we support Body here in New York tremendously the
Mhm.
last few years, right? We do a lot to support that team, even though they're still struggling to get out of C, which we won't mention
Yeah.
too
No,
much.
no, but this year, John, see, this year was the year of Buddy because Buddy was up there, second place, solid second.
No, not solid because they're not. If you have
So
the
they're
standings, a couple of points. Who's behind them?
Well, you
Monopoly.
mentioned they were third.
Yeah, it's
Monopoly.
second, third, but
Well,
they must have lost a game or two, John, in last.
No, they're not losing,
ties,
but
they're
they're
ties.
tying a lot
they're
of
dying,
games,
yeah.
and that's the same thing almost because they're dropping points.
I
But
tell you, John, Monopoly is a small little town. But look
Monopoly,
how good they're doing.
Monopoly's behind Body, I
They're right
believe.
there.
I believe they're a couple points behind them.
In terms of distance, they're pretty close too.
Right. Well, right. So Vincenzo, my opinion, they're having a bad season. They should not be struggling in Serie C. They should not.
And
But-
Monopoly is a small club compared to Body.
Yeah.
Now, 50,000 people, Monopoly.
Right,
Can you
and
believe
Body's
it?
got all the resources with the owner,
Million.
a tremendous owner, and they can't get it right. They can't get it right. Look, the playoffs is not going to be easy. They know that, from a few years ago. When you play these playoffs, and it's just not easy. You got to go a couple
Well,
of
John,
rounds.
remember, they're having a tremendous year.
Regina's not losing to anybody. I don't think they
Right.
lost the game.
One or two, but mostly the victories.
Yeah, I don't
So
think
like
they
you said,
lost.
Johnny,
Uh,
half
No, they might have one loss.
And
a tie
Body,
is like a 2/3 of defeat.
when they came to Body, they were winning that game, and Body ended up scoring late, very late, to get a tie out of that game.
Yeah.
So, hey, listen, hey, listen, good for them. They're gonna go right to B with no playoffs and no nothing. So, Body has to fight. What else is new?
I was suggested, and I'll mention it to you guys, to look at the book, The Eyes of Darkness, Microorganisms. They said that it's a interesting book, so I want to get it out there.
Well,
Good idea, Jevito.
it's unfortunate that we're going
Well,
through.
Johnny, talking about body, this joke is in Italian.
Okay.
Vito, tell your uncle to listen.
Let's get the Body
Castano.
jokes.
Castano, quando era bambino, aveva 12 anni, ritorna a casa con una brutta pagella. Brutta pagella. Il padre dice: Antonio, cos'è questa brutta pagella che hai portato a casa? Tu pensi solo a una cosa, a un pallone. Ti devo dare una punizione. Antonio risponde: di prima o di seconda?
You
You got it?
You heard?
Yeah, I heard,
got
I
that?
heard.
I had to punish you because punizione di prima o di seconda. Pensa sempre al pallone.
Yeah, he's thinking of
Castano non pensava alla scuola.
the soccer penalty instead
Yeah.
of the other penalty. I got it.
So, questo è per i tifosi italiani del programma, Gianni.
Mhm.
Magari facciamo ridere un pochettino
Uh-huh.
che dopo tutte queste brutte notizie, una piccola risata.
Sì, no, questo è vero perché Vincenzo, l'Italia è stato colpito di più di tutte le nazioni adesso, no? Durante
Questo sai perché Vito partiva da Milano. Milano. Chi sono i proprietari del Milan e dell'Inter?
cinese.
Chi va a destra e a sinistra, sopra e sotto? Tutti i dirigenti,
Chinese.
tutti i dirigenti del Milan, metà sono cinesi, vanno avanti e indietro, e non sai che cosa, come è andata a finire, che penso io, no? Poi c'è la moda, portano i tessuti dalla Cina e chissà come è andata a finire. So, un po' qua, un po' là, hanno rovinato la nazione. Poi in Milano tutti che fumano.
Grande Vincenzo, grande from Tony. From Tony.
Which Tony?
Chimney smoking.
Yeah.
So a combination of smoking, traveling, this and that, e poi da quelle, infatti Gianni e Vito, people who came from south, like Foggia, Bari, Calabria, Sicily, they moved to Milan.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to go back to the south.
Yeah. Actually, my brother-in-law sent me an article that the air quality in Italy got poorer, I guess, in the biggest cities.
I'm sure.
Maybe if you're on the countryside, you're a little bit better, but after this, it really hurt.
All right, we're halfway through the show, guys.
Hey, Johnny, you ready?
Staten Island Soccer Report, show number 119. Vincenzo, 119 shows. We're coming live tonight from studios of CTV. I got Vito here and Vincenzo on the phone.
1 month left in the tax season, everybody.
Wait a minute, Vito. Even with this, are they gonna postpone?
I'm sure you'll get that too.
You know what? Maybe,
Why not?
I will see how New York reacts with their refunds,
Yeah, why not?
Anyway, Vito, since John said let's, going back and forth this way, we can get this sad news a little bit out of the way. Tax season, Vito, if I come to you, I say, Vito, I want to do my income taxes. Do you file the way when I was in the 70s, doing the income tax? You go to the
Ciao,
IRS
Ernesto.
office, get out
No.
papers, get out the pen, the pencil,
No.
write it, or you go on a computer directly.
Online, computer, e-file.
Everything's computer.
Yeah, e-file.
Yeah.
Usually, the cases that do the mail-ins are very few.
You gotta-
Sometimes there's situations where someone has to do a mail-in based on their situation, but
Yeah.
it's usually always e-file.
But you doing There's you charge by how many papers you utilize, or you have short form, long form.
It depends, you know, I mean, that, I don't really want to talk too much about on the air,
Oh,
but
no, I'm just, you know.
it
could
depends on, you know, I mean, we want to build our clientele, we tend to be a little bit more affordable, you know, that's
Yeah.
our plan, but, you know, the industry has changed a great deal than what it was 30 years ago. It's much different, business today.
In other words, because the season, we mentioned about this problem, April 15 comes, oh no, I forgot to file. Are they going to still penalize you, or April 15 is still the deadline?
Nothing
has
been
The
released
virus,
about
they're
that
gonna
yet. I
postpone
mean,
a week or two.
we
No,
don't
we
know.
don't know. Nobody knows yet,
Yeah.
Vincenzo, but my guess, I mean, why not postpone it another month? What's the difference? They dropped the interest rates went down, everything. Everything is
only
getting,
tax, also income tax.
yeah, everything is getting,
Look at Italy, mortgage payments have been suspended the next 2 months.
See?
Yeah. Yeah.
Vito, remember, I always follow you on the paper. Sometimes, you know, if I see something I don't like, I'll tell you right away. Otherwise, no news is good news.
Well, anyway, Vincenzo, up to this point, Serie A, let's go back to the beginning of the season. We were here. I got the videotape. We can roll it now.
Okay, good.
You,
Woo!
I believe you were a big fan or big supporter of Inter.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
So,
Up there, Inter.
so I'm going to roll the tape now. You're going to listen to what you said back in September.
John, I got big ears.
Anyway, Vincenzo, so what's going on in Serie A right now? Obviously, Lazio.
Are you really rolling the tape?
No,
Okay.
there's no tape. I mean,
Well,
we got it. I got the tape. It's home. But anyway,
All right. What are you doing home, John? Sleeping.
what's your take on Lazio making a big run here?
Well, you know, John, this is the year, right?
Yeah.
Vito, pay attention, because you're going to like what I'm going to tell you. Benevento,
Yeah.
El Lazio. Benevento, Pippo Inzaghi.
Yeah.
Lazio, the
Yeah,
twin brothers.
the brothers, they're coaching.
The two, one from most likely,
One leads
because
A,
Lazio,
one leads
the only
most
thing
leads
left
A.
for Lazio is the Scudetto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
Right?
something.
So they're gonna, believe me, you know, this year you got the Italian Championship, maybe one of the best in years, because you got three teams who did a couple of points. Right? This is the best season for Italian Serie A.
Yeah.
I think better than English league, where you got Liverpool, then you got 40,000 points away from.
Yeah. You're right. We got
in
competition.
Italy, you got three teams, but now whoever sneezes loses.
Yeah. Well, don't sneeze. If you sneeze, cover yourself.
Hey, cover him. I think we cover back and forth.
Yeah. So we got. You know what? Yeah, you got a 3-team race, definitely. Lazio beat Juventus in the Super Cup, I believe. Did they?
Yeah, for the
Super.
in Saudi Arabia.
Right.
Yeah,
That
it's in the
right.
Super
They
Cup.
beat them in the Super Cup. But they're still alive in the Coppa Italia,
Scudetto.
and the Coppa Italia too, right?
No, Capitale, they're out.
Juventus is still in.
No, Juventus in there.
Juventus, Milan. Yeah.
Inter, and Napoli.
Okay.
Now
Good.
they have to play
Right.
rematch.
Right.
Question: are they gonna play it? Nobody knows.
Well, they can always reschedule that game anytime. The Coppa Italia anytime,
Well,
right?
John, remember, once you reach in May, the players, they want to go on vacation. A well-earned vacation. Right?
Well, they're on vacation now. If they're off for a month now, Vincenzo, there's no vacation later, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, they got to remember not to stretch out. They have to do this. And
you
do
got to
that.
keep right. You got to keep in
And
shape.
John, sometimes, I would say the best thing to do until, I don't think this is a weeks away. This is months away. You want to be, you want to really fix the problem, but
Yeah.
because until they got the system really under control,
Right.
I don't think I'm leaning towards more of canceling the whole season,
Mm-hmm.
maybe within a month. If it's still a problem, I think they're going to end up canceling.
Yeah.
After Easter.
Yeah.
Let's give up to Easter.
And you know what, John and Vincenzo, Italy had so much momentum. 10 they broke the record of most consecutive victories since Vittorio Pozzo in 1934.
You got to get closer to the mic, or they're not going to hear you when they play.
Yeah, John,
Just saying.
John, I mean,
Italy,
Vito, pick up.
Italy had
Good.
Italy had
Now I got you.
Italy had so much momentum going for them with, 10 or 11 victories in a row.
Yeah.
And now this
You talk about the national team.
national team, now this is kind of not something that is really good when you have the momentum.
I get what you're saying with the momentum, but if they're a good team, they could get it back. They'll get it back.
No, but momentum, Johnny, it's a matter. If you have the players,
Play.
just a matter of maybe a week or two of workout, then back to normal.
Right.
The question is, are they gonna play? So something we mentioned, Mancini was having a tremendous season with the Italian national team.
Yeah.
The Inzaghi brothers, both and then you never seen two brothers neck to neck.
Yeah.
Never.
Yep.
Twin brothers on top of it.
Yes.
And sometimes if you look at them, who's who?
Well, the good thing about this is across the board, nobody's playing. It's not like just the Italians. Nobody's playing.
Yeah, even Spain, everybody.
So it's even for everybody. When we come back to play, it's going to be the same for everybody. That's all. You got to get a couple of games under your belt, and then you get
What
going.
about the XFL? Are they still playing?
They're out. The
Okay.
XFL has canceled, from what I read, canceled their season, and I believe they gave permission to the players to sign in the NFL.
Okay. And what
So-
about WWE?
I believe they canceled.
Yeah,
No,
probably.
WWE, John, I believe they're doing it with no fans.
Right, and the UFC is still fighting also. UFC. Yeah. You're right, Vincenzo. Maybe. I mean,
Well, we got no audience tonight.
Well, no audience tonight. We normally don't have an in-studio audience unless we have
No,
a soccer.
we had one time, John. Remember all those kids?
No. When I have a soccer team come into the studio, which is great for the young kids, they love to be on TV and stuff. When I have that, then of course, then you have the parents that come in, so we have an audience, a live studio audience. But right now, the audience is on television live, and it's on live on Facebook. So,
Yeah.
Vincenzo, again, let's get back to City Out. Let's not get off track. The purpose of this tonight was to distract everyone from what's going on. All right, we got another 15 minutes. So what's your take, Vincenzo?
On the
Let's just
playoffs. Playoff
assume
system. Playoff system.
let's just assume that City Out is coming back and they're going to continue the season and they're going to finish it out.
Right now, John, right, you got Inter, Lazio, Juventus. Okay?
Not in that order, but yeah.
I mean, I say Juventus, Lazio, Inter.
There you go.
Right? But only, like I say, if you sneeze, you're going to be in the third place.
If you sneeze, you better cover yourself.
Yeah, cover 2 times, left and right. I would like to see
Say hello to Denise.
Lazio Scudetto, Juventus champion,
Right.
and Inter Europa Cup,
See,
then,
Juventus.
Well,
Napoli
Vincenzo,
Super Cup, and everybody Cup Italia.
for the first
Everybody's happy.
for the first time,
Right.
we might see a similar system like American with the playoffs. That's how they might decide everything this year.
Now, let's not forget the bottom of the table in Serie A, right? Brescia, Super Mario,
Yeah.
Bolotelli.
No, John, you see,
It really
Vito,
hasn't been his season.
Oh, my gosh.
your favorite player is
Right.
Mancuso and Caputo. John's favorite player, Balotelli.
Yeah.
I'll take a Caputo, Mancuso any day.
Well,
Yeah.
he's on a bad team, but he went back to play where he started, right? That's the team
Yeah.
that he. So
He's
and-
getting older, John. Remember
I know,
that.
I know. He's
But
way.
you know
Getting
what?
old, he
He's,
has no
he's younger than
patience.
Caputo.
So,
Yeah.
this guy's.
I give him
playing,
credit. I give him credit, Vincenzo, for going to to Brescia and playing in a bad situation over there. I give him credit for that. Because he probably could have gone, anywhere else. I'm sure. I think Roma was linked to signing him. Roma wanted him in the beginning. And-
Napoli too. I think Napoli had an eye on him.
Yeah, so he's still a dangerous player in the right situation with the right coach. He's still, I think, a threat. But it is what it is with him. Unfortunately, he could have been, I think, one of the top players in the world. He could have been.
Johnny, this year, if I believe, because I'm an old guy.
Not that old.
This year was one of the better championship in the last 20 years because always you went to this year you got tough 3 teams, then you got Verona, Atalanta,
Yeah.
Cagliari, team
Cagliari fired their coach.
that not easy to beat. This team they could beat anybody on a given
Yeah.
day.
Verona's number 8 right now, Vincenzo.
Yeah.
You mentioned that.
Atalanta, this team, they troublemakers team. They
Yeah,
could,
Atalanta in number 4 right now.
They're doing good in the Champions
also,
League
with
too.
even though so many, outstanding, but Italy, I believe, out of the 20 teams, 14 teams they changed coaches.
Yeah, this has
More
been a
than
lot
half.
of there's been a lot of coaches.
Ooh, now they got Cagliari. Zenga became the coach.
Your job is not safe in Italy.
Coach job in Italy,
It's not safe.
you are traveling at your own risk.
So right now we're looking, Vincenzo, at the bottom of the table. Obviously Brescia, Spal, Lecce.
Well, let's another team that
25.
in a given date, they could beat the Napoli and they lose against.
Well, you got Sampdoria, Genoa, and Lecce battling for the last spot to get relegated to Serie B. So
See something, John. You got the top. It's competitive. The next phase competitive.
Right.
And the bottom phase competitive.
you can actually throw in Torino, Fiorentina. They're only a few points ahead of Lecce. 3
That's what I'm
points.
saying. It's a battle over there.
Yeah, you're right. We have about 6, 7 teams
Yeah.
that are fighting for their lives. Right.
In the
So,
middle, they're fighting for the Europa position.
yeah.
In the goal, they're fighting is not to go to the Serie B. In the top, usually the top is one team and maybe 10 points away, Rome. And now this year, you got 3 teams. I mean, like I said before, don't cover your mouth. And,
Don't sneeze.
it's
Yeah.
a challenge every week. Who's Latin playing? Who's Inter playing? Who's playing home? Who's playing away? So you are curious to know who they're playing, if they're playing home and away.
Right.
So where before us, who cares? Then you went.
So
Now you're interested.
to this point, the surprise team in Serie A is Lazio. To this point, right? Okay, that is
They win. I would give Inzaghi the best coach of the year.
so far to this point. Now, who's the most disappointing team in Serie A? I know who I'm going to pick.
Well, I would say Fiorentina.
Most disappointing? Were they supposed to win the Scudetto?
Winning, but because the money the Italian American millionaire, the commissioner, he spent a lot of money, Chiesa, Ribery, this. Soon he got there, Fiorentina was doing good the first couple of weeks.
Yeah,
Remember?
we know what they were
Guess
last
what he did?
Well,
Gave
You know what?
everybody pay raise.
I'll tell you who I think is the most disappointing team.
Well, I'll answer to you. Let me answer Vincenzo, and then we're going to go to Vito's most disappointing. I think I'll give Fiorentina a pass this year. And you're talking about Rocco. Didn't you meet him at the Cosmos reunion there?
Yeah, but remember, John, it's the money you spend in a team.
No, I understand. I understand what you're saying, but
You're not Spallo, you spend like just enough, or Petagna, this and that. The guy spent. I told you in the beginning when Fiorentina was, was up there in standing in the first 4 or 5 games. Right?
Yeah.
Right away, he gave all his players pay raise, like.
well,
not
Vincenzo,
tomorrow.
I'll go back to the old saying: Rome wasn't built in a day. But
Yeah, well, Rome is not doing good either.
I know. But anyway, let's get Vito's take on the team
Hey,
that's.
Vito, I'm listening.
To
Big
me,
ear.
the most disappointing is Napoli because the last few years that team was always getting second place. Now they're in 6th. So you have to say, what a
To this point.
to this point, yeah.
Right. Okay, so he's choosing Napoli. I'm going to go with, because they brought in the big shot coach and they got all kinds of players and Vincenzo was rooting for Inter, I'm going to go with Inter right to this point.
Yeah.
Disappointing because I think a lot of people chose them to win the Scudetto. And
Yeah.
they don't have a shot to win it.
Well,
They're not winning it.
Well,
Inter,
remember, John,
Inter
in
finished
the
4th
beginning-
last year.
In the beginning,
they were very good.
They had a couple of
Mhm.
young players, and 3 or 4 of them got injured.
Well, hey, listen, injury is part of the game, unfortunately.
I
But
know, John, if you build a team around Gianni Condeduco, you get hurt because you're the best goalie.
Look-
The second goalie is not like you.
No, I understand that. I understand that injuries could do that. But you have one of the best coaches.
But also,
in
who else
Europe.
is disappointing is Milan, John.
Well, Milan, I think for a couple of years, they haven't been playing the way we expect them to
Yeah.
play. So they're not the most disappointing. All right, Vincenzo, you want to say Inter had some injuries? Okay. But that's the club's problem.
You don't mind one or two injuries, John.
Yeah.
Sometimes Inter, once that they were, neck to neck with Juventus.
You could throw Roma in there too.
Yeah.
Well, Roma, it's a big, because Roma, usually, they always fourth, fifth place, Roma is always up there, but not really up there. Roma is always in that fifth to fourth position.
Yeah, Denise, you can have my hoodie. Just come get it. Somebody on Facebook, they want my hoodie.
Hey,
Denise, it's a
how
body.
Much, how much you put for $2? Well, I buy one.
It's a body
Denise,
shirt.
Denise wants John's hoodie.
So anyway, Vincenzo, look, but at the end of the day, yes, Serie A, like you said, is probably the best season in a long time.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been a while.
Competitions everywhere.
Entertainment, yeah.
There's competitions top and in the middle, at the bottom. So, and it's,
Johnny, I thought that Gattuso, when Milan,
yeah,
he went to Naples.
yep,
Guess what he did?
yeah.
Made them worse.
Gattuso, his style, but I like his style.
He's not. He's
Alan,
right. Not
they
terrible.
were on the training site.
Yeah.
Alan Gattuso at the end, he says, okay, Sante Cagliari, this is the lineup.
Right.
And he goes, what about me?
Hmm.
He says, listen, you practice like you're sleeping in the field, so you're not
That's it. That's it.
on the roster for Sunday.
The plan with
I
Inter.
like that. You practice,
Hold
work hard,
Watch this.
earn your spot. Where before with Ancelotti, says, the president, he gave him a contract.
Well, he's
That was
definitely a
good.
hard-nosed
My way
coach.
or the highway.
Gattuso.
That's it.
The
I
plan,
like that.
the plan with Inter, I don't think their plan was to win this year. I think their plan was to be competitive. I think they're trying to lay the pieces in the future.
If you go back to September and ask Conte that, he'll tell you no.
No.
Look,
No, no.
anytime you got a team that's coached by Antonio Conte,
Yeah.
he expects to
Oh,
win.
yeah.
It
of
means
course, yeah.
business.
There's no other way
Yeah.
around it. You could relate him to maybe like a Bill Parcells or Belichick type guys.
Belichick.
Of course.
So look, that's the type of coach he is, and he demands a lot from his
Remember, he's
player.
up there, even though they lost a couple of points.
Yeah, I know.
Over there in that position, don't make a mistake. Whoever makes a mistake, goodbye, Charlie.
And they got one game in hand on Juventus, so
but
they have
you
to.
know-
3 points, 4 points.
Everybody is saying, oh, Inter is far away, but if they go into the playoffs, anything can
It's a whole
happen.
different game, right? It's a whole
So,
different thing. So, getting back to Gattuso and Napoli, he's got Napoli ahead of Milan at this moment right now. So, and I'm sure that's got to be killing. Maybe it's killing him a little bit because he's a
Well,
Milan.
like I said, John, Gattuso this year,
Yeah.
because he went there and he said, any players, I'm the president, the favorite son, the favorite son-in-law, favorite this, favorite that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You go on the soccer field, practice, put out your best. If you smoke a cigarette,
Right.
or if you look at the girls, or if you do this, guess what? Sunday you're not playing.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Yep.
He says, I'm going to put
He's
my
a
foot
hard-nosed
down. I
guy.
don't care what De Laurenti said.
Yep.
You,
He's
you
definitely-
Insigne, you put your best on a practice field.
Right.
Because I should know what's bothering you. Maybe your left leg, your right leg, your knee.
Right.
Gattuso said, anybody doesn't give up 100% on practice, you're not playing Sunday.
And
I don't care if you are
I
the
agree.
president Cousins.
I agree 1,000% with that. You practice hard, you're gonna play hard. You practice weak, you're not gonna play. That's how you're gonna play.
Another coach of the year, Gattuso, along with Inzaghi.
I don't know about coach of the year, but
Remember, he went there in a rough position.
let's
with
see.
the
Let's see
problem.
what happens if he survives in Napoli the whole season next year.
Well,
see what happens.
anyway, that's my own.
Oh, what about Foggia?
Yeah.
Well, Foggia, I don't
Yeah.
know what's the
No,
status. with-
Foggia, forget about Foggia. If they play in the local city division, they're lucky.
So they're cheat like Body,
No,
different
they're-
division.
they play what they
Oh,
call
they're
the
in D. They
regional.
went to D. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, so they're in D.
Yeah.
So hey, look, Body was there too. Doesn't matter.
They play the regional tournament.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
They go town to town.
are they still playing in their own stadium?
That's a good question.
That
Zaccaria takes the stadium. Johnny, a little wind that brings the stadium away to the sea.
Yeah, it's okay. Hey, listen, Vincenzo, it is what it is with these
The
teams.
Juventus Inter game was entertaining, but there was no fans.
Right.
And
yeah.
one player got ejected because you could hear everything.
Right. You
know?
can hear, of course. It's quiet.
Johnny, you know what I noticed?
Yeah.
Since the commission came, maybe Vito, you are younger, you have a better ear. When I watch a couple of Fiorentina games, you see those soccer fans are like in the stadium with drums, boom, 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 and the guy's talking. I said, "What the heck? You get a headache."
The drums,
But
yeah.
You listen at a game from Brescia,
Yeah.
and the announcer and the Balotelli shoots score. The other game, ba boom, ba boom, boom.
I think you
Oh,
get
boy, you're getting a headache.
that happens a lot in the MLS games in the United States where
Yeah,
they got
see,
yeah.
I think Commisso put those fans, those drummers, probably from USA, who knows?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Fiorentina, they're up and coming. Let's see, let's see what happens with them next year. Next year, they're going to be judged a little bit, more because you always give an owner, a coach, you give them one season. You got to give them one season.
No, but believe me, Commisso this year, as long as they don't they drag down to the lower level, otherwise they're going to up and beat.
Oh,
Where they are,
they're in
then
danger.
next year, shoot for Europa or shoot for something else.
Yeah. Well, they're in danger. They got to play. They can't relax. That's for sure. All right, we got a couple minutes left. Vincenzo, again, like I said, we could talk. We could still probably talk for another hour. Really, there's a lot of soccer to talk about. So we're gonna continue here doing this show as long as we can.
Anyway, Johnny, another quick for you guys there. The wife calls the doctor, says, "Doctor, my husband, I think he's coming down. It's true, with the cold. What we should do?" The doctor, "You know what you should do? You have a big house." "Yes." "Okay, you sleep in one room, and he sleeps in another room. Or he sleeps on the couch, you sleep in bed." Doctor, that's what we've been doing for the last 25 years.
Nothing new. Nothing new.
$20 co-payment. But anyway, Johnny, I wish everybody stay focused. Wash your hands for 20 seconds with soap and sing the song, "I Will Survive."
All right, Vincenzo. Thank you. Stay safe. All right. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you again, Vincenzo.
Ciao, everybody. Ciao, ciao.
All right. That's the great, I call him the great Vincenzo. And we're getting the signal here. We're going to be wrapping up. I've probably got another minute. Any last words, Vito? Thank you for coming out.
Yeah,
I know
no
you were
problem.
kind of nervous.
No, I mean, not that I was nervous. I said to myself, it's going to be a weird show when there's not that much going on as far as sports. So you have to do a unique show,
Yeah, listen, there's still, like I said, there's still a lot of stuff to cover here,
Yeah.
But again, just stay safe and do the right thing, and we'll see you on the next show. All right, thanks for coming.
Hopefully.
No, we will. You got to be positive about everything. You got to be positive. All right, we'll see you guys soon.
Quante volte mi hai deluso, non importa, io ci credo e vivo il mio sogno. Bari, grande amore, Bari, unica e sola, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola, facci sognare ancora, facci gridare ancora, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola, mai. Quanti viaggi con gli amici, tanti posti sconosciuti, tutti uniti innamorati di un sogno. Canto sempre con orgoglio, anche quando sono stanco, mai nessuno può distruggere il mio sogno. Bari, grande amore, Bari, unica e sola.